Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Working with Bobby, everyone. I'm coming to you from my front porch this time to kind of bring you a preview on a video that you're going to see later after this introduction. Many of you all know about the situation with the 6.2 LS engine build that was supposed to go in my best friend's Tahoe that I was doing for him. And we had issues with the builder. So I wasn't going to post the video because I didn't want to come off as, oh, he just butthurt and he just putting it out there because he mad about whatever. Yeah, I was a little upset, to say the least, about how it went down, but it is what it is. God is in control, and if I would have handled it the way I wanted to handle it, then I wouldn't be making this video right now because I'd be in prison. But I wanted to pass this video on the same way that I uplifted and tried to support and tried to put this guy out there when I first went to the shop to drop the motor off. It was with the intent to support small businesses like I normally try to do. I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I trust that you can be a man or a woman of your word and do what you're supposed to do. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all see the end result of that video, and then what I'll do is I'll come back after that video ends. So after I do the what you call it, the outro that I normally do, I'm gonna actually talk about what y'all saw in the video. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I pray that this never happens to anybody else. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Working with Bobby. Happy Sunday morning to you. It's like 7:15 this morning. And as you can see in the background, I'm down here to the shop with my best friend's Tahoe in the background. The one I'm doing the 6.2, getting it back in and everything. I'm not gonna make this video very long, but it's not gonna be a positive subject type of video. But I'm putting it out there so people other than myself and my friend won't be conned by situations, as I might get ready to tell you and explain to you. So I'm gonna get the camera turned around so y'all can see what I'm talking about. All right, I'm gonna back up a little bit and show you something. All right, we have the radiator support. It's not bolted in. It's just kind of on the front of the truck because of the power steering oil cooler and the transmission oil cooler. Okay, you don't want to crank these up without having a way for those fluids to circulate once the engine is running. Okay, so that's why we have that sitting in there, and it's not bolted in place, and the bumper and all that stuff is not on there yet. Okay, so we just put it back together enough to fire it yesterday. The air box is in there but not in there. Okay, but that needed to be in there so I can have the mass airflow meter plugged up. All the coolant hoses, radiator hoses, all that stuff is there. All the lines ran where they're supposed to. Everything is hooked up engine wise. Okay. The main thing I'm bringing y'all this video for is because this thing has zero oil pressure. Not low, not intermittent, but no oil pressure. We spent the engine over. Meaning me and my best friend, we spent the engine over yesterday after I got it up to this point to try to build oil pressure. And the way you do that is you disconnect the ignition coil harness from both sides. That way it don't fire. It's probably going to still put fuel in the cylinders as you're spinning it over, but it won't fire, which is a good thing. You don't want to fire an engine without oil pressure because you can do damage to the internal components. Once we thought we had oil pressure built up, we cranked the engine, and guess what? We heard more valve train noise than we heard the exhaust that was coming out of the tailpipe. I mean, that's the noise you want to hear. You want to, listen at the exhaust notes, see how the cam sound, and et cetera, et cetera. But in this particular case, that didn't happen. So I told my friend to cut it off, and
as I left it yesterday, disconnected it, and I spin it over. I took my jump box and hooked up over there to the battery. Spin it over, spin it over, spin it over. Gauge never came up. So I'm like, well, maybe I got a bad, sending unit or something. Maybe that's bad. Maybe pressure just ain't built up to that point yet. But guess what? Still no oil pressure. The funny thing about this, even though I know it's a talking video, if you make it this far, I pray that you do, because it may help you in the future. The original reason that this engine was taken out of this car, out of this truck rather, was because my best friend was complaining about low or no oil pressure. And he started to have like tapping noises and whatnot that he would hear. Now, how we take the engine out, take it to this guy and get it quote unquote built and not have oil pressure. I know parts fail. I've been doing this for a long time. I know parts can fail from time to time. Things can happen. You got human beings doing stuff. You see what I'm saying? So anything can happen. But when you paid to do something, you do what you paid to do. That's what I believe in. You understand what I'm saying? And when somebody paying me to do something, I don't treat it like it's my own. I treat it like I would want to be treated if I was to be paying somebody for a service that they're doing for me. So with that being said, I don't feel like my best friend has got what he paid for. And moreover, I feel like my labor has been taken for granted, because this engine didn't just drop itself in here. Some other issues that we had, we took the engine to him in long block form, which had a water pump on it and engine mounts. We get the engine back. Obviously no water pump, no engine mounts. They was going to get replaced anyway, but where are the bolts? How you taking all this stuff off and then you not putting the bolts back? Obviously we got to bolt the water pump and the mounts up with something. So I had to go buy those stuff. I had to go source a lot of things that I believe should have been taken care of when we went back to pick up the engine. You see what I'm saying? If you're taking something and you're dropping it off, you want it to be back in better condition or get what you paid for. But anything that came on your engine should be put in bags or either threaded into the bolt holes. Hey, here go all your hardware and fasteners that you left on the engine. Cool, I appreciate that. That didn't happen in this case. So with that being said, we're going to go to the couch just to close the video out, not necessarily with a solution, because right now we still trying to figure out what's the best thing to do and how to handle this situation. So we're going to go to the couch. All right. This is a frustrating situation, which anybody that would be going through it would probably agree with me. But the main thing is trying to figure out the best way to handle it. So until we get that figured out, the video is going to end at this point. So I pray that this happens to nobody else. I wouldn't wish this on an enemy, because you can't get time back. And a lot of times monies and efforts that's put into getting something done right, as you paid for it to be done right the first time, is it's problematic. So anyway, stay blessed, be encouraged, keep wrenching. I'll see y'all in the next video.
All right, y'all. Watch the video. So what you think? I look at it as a very expensive learning experience. Very expensive test of patience and self-control for me. But at the same time, if I would have did what I was actually planning to do, that wouldn't have solved nothing. That would have just made the situation worse, and it wasn't worth that. But like I told y'all in the beginning of the video, my main deal was to make sure that I put my experience out there, because there are some people that don't know any better. I don't always put out what I know when I'm talking to people. I don't try to go out there and be like, yeah, I did such and such and I know all this and that and the third, because I don't know everything, but I ain't gonna tell you how much I know either. But to the point of the video, the mistakes that were made concerning this situation, number one, me and my friend should have gotten something like something printed out, some paperwork saying XYZ, a receipt, making sure that we was clear on what needed to be done, and then confirm that that was done. That's on us. But at the same time, I have seen a lot of other people that have put bad reviews on this cat for what they had bought. And then you had people that had, positive things to say about him. I don't think that he's a bad guy. I believe he's a really nice guy. He's just a poor businessman. I mean, if you ain't gonna be professional about what you do, regardless of what your facility look like, then why do it? You in it just for the money then, in my opinion. But at the same time, like I said, the video is about exposing the potential for somebody to take somebody for their money. You understand? In the world we live in now, with things being so expensive, that's a very dangerous game to play somebody for their money and then think that ain't nothing gonna happen to you. So I'm not making any threats. I'm just saying that God sees all. So when you cheat somebody, knowing that you cheating them, knowing that you think you getting away with whatever, God got something down the road that's gonna say, okay, hey, you thought you got away with it, but you really didn't. But anyway, I'm gonna lift the young man up in my prayers, genuinely. I hope that he get his life together. I hope that he start to do right by each and every customer that he get, because each and every customer that he get is a blessing. Just, I'm not gonna be one of them anymore. And anybody that I tell, after you see this video, that's on you if you want to still do business with this guy. I'm not trying to deter anybody. I'm just trying to put some knowledge out there. Because if you go in it, like how me and my friend went in it, there's a good chance you're going to get taken for your money. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. So be blessed, be encouraged, keep wrenching. I'll see y'all on the next video.